Hello, strong people. Week 3, day 2 of All American Pro-Am Prep. It's deadlift day and bag toss day. So, starting out, 6 sets of 3, 35 pounds in the bag toss. So I got to get that weight out because I think both my bags are heavy right now, 45 and 55, I think. So we'll fix that. And then we got, whose truck is that? My driveway connects to this, I think someone bought that four-wheeler. Oh, cool. My neighbor's kept his four-wheeler over here underneath our, little, I don't know what you would call it, like lean-to type of thing off of our shed. Looks like he might be selling it or going to get it fixed or something, but I don't know. That's going to be kind of awkward when I go take the yoke out there and start to throw bags. Because I think I'm going to do it in the yard today, in the grass. My yard isn't really all that level. I might do it out front there like I used to. We'll probably do that. But back to deadlifts. So I'm going to lower the pick even more today. I'm really contemplating using the trap bar. Just to get closer to that height. I don't know what would be better. I might message my coach. If he doesn't get back to me, he doesn't get back to me. But I have some time here before I deadlift because I got to throw first. So I'm going to see what he suggests. Just because of the way the frame sits, if I stack too much stuff underneath it, it's going to hit and it's going to throw it off balance a little bit. At least in theory. If it moves too far back or forward, it might tip. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. But I'm going to have options today as well. So 3x3 at 840 or 2 sets of 5. I want to do the 2 sets of 5. That's my preference. I don't want to do 3 sets, but honestly, based on how I'm feeling, I don't know. I just feel tired. My legs feel sore. They're sore. My quads are sore, like right above my knees. Not in like a painful way, just like a sore. So there's that, but generally the body just feels tired. I had my wife do the massage gun on my back last night, and it needed it. I'm feeling kind of the effects of it today. I feel looser but sore there too. So, but I just feel generally fatigued, which it does make sense. Although I didn't have a full prep leading into this. Like obviously I competed a couple weeks back and now I kind of reset and went back into heavy prep. So I don't know. I would normally be tired at this point in prep anyway. It's just kind of weird to be tired back to back that soon. Usually I have, 8 to 12 weeks in between feeling this rundown. So oh my God, excuse me. So I just messed with my head a little bit. But I just got to trust the process. But I'm going to lower, I think the biggest thing that's going to happen today is lowering the deadlift even more. Probably like 12 or 13 inches, which is going to be pretty brutal. So, God, I'm so stuffy in the nose. So that's going to be pretty rough. But who knows? Maybe I'm saying all this and everything will feel good once I get moving. So you never know. That's the weird thing about the gym. Some days you come in, you're like, oh, this is going to be a great session. I feel so rested. Everything feels great. And then the session kind of sucks. Other times you feel terrible and you have a good session. I don't know if it's like an expectation type of thing. If you feel good, you expect a lot. If you feel bad, you don't expect much. I always kind of expect a lot every day in the gym. So I don't know. Let's get set up, get warmed up, and throw some bags. All right, bag tosses were good. I'm not getting. So, I don't know. Like, it's a light bag, and it's flying easy. That's not really the problem. I'm getting a lot of distance back and forth rather than up. Generally speaking, you don't need to throw it that far over. When it's that light, it's not that big of a deal. But as it gets heavier, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to stand that far away and throw it 15 feet past the line. Of course, I can't get super close. And yes, I hit the upright and kind of broke my thing. It didn't actually break. It's just the tape kind of finally came undone, so I got to retape it, fix it, whatever. But I can't get too close with my setup because the crossbar of the yoke is there, and I've smashed my head on it before, so I don't want to get too close to it. On like a proper setup, you're going to be able to get as close as you want to it, so you can throw it more up and straight down. So that helps. But something else I'm doing is I'm kind of cutting the throw short. So on that last set I recorded there, if you pay attention, you can see I'm kind of holding the release point up. That's fine because I'm reaching high to the sky. I'm trying to release it taller. On the sets before, I'm kind of getting here and then kind of tailing off to the side because I'm kind of like flicking it. But what I'm doing when I do that is I'm cutting the range, the length of the throw short. So although it might feel better coming out of the hands, more explosive, I don't think that I'm actually getting that full extra extension up at the top. So that last set, I'm trying to stand a little bit tall as I kind of reach to the sky rather than kind of fling it out to the side and get that flick off the hand. So I'll have to look them back, watch them kind of side by side to see what actually is better, see what I got more height on. When I first watched it back, I thought that I got higher on the very last set that I recorded there. So I need to keep that in mind. Now, obviously, it's not a huge deal when the weights are light, but once again, it's going to make a difference. 35 pounds to a 60-pound bag, very different. So I just need to be aware of that. But as far as deadlifts go, that's next. So my coach gave me the go for a trap bar. So it's gonna be a low pull today. I'm gonna actually set it up so it should be about a 12-inch pull or so. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck so bad, man. The pull for the regional was like 19 inches, so I'm dropping this a full. It's gonna feel like I'm standing, it's gonna feel like I'm pulling it off the floor, and not, from it's a regular dead was like 9, whatever. This is still higher than that, but after pulling so high for so long, it feels kind of weird to go back to the floor. So I'm gonna really have to use my quads on this. I gotta wake him up a little bit. So, that's gonna suck. But the pull might be easier, though. I don't know. I'm just saying things here. Let's just get it set up and see how miserable this is going to be. All right. So, obviously, based on that, not going well. Felt the need to record this because I'm really upset about that. I understand I'm tired. I understand I'm fatigued. However, that is unacceptable. So, I haven't been angry in the gym in a little while. I was pretty angry whenever I failed a bunch of those axle presses, but that's irritating. Now, I'm not even gonna try to make excuses for myself. Obviously, there's reasons why it's harder. I've lowered the pick substantially, like 3 inches from last week, but I've also gone up in weight a lot. So those two things you don't do those back-to-back weeks really. But that gives me all, that's all the reason for me to want to actually pull this. I watched that video and I just got mad. I'm like, it came off the floor. Why did you stop pulling? Like, yeah, it felt heavy. So what if it felt heavy? It's just because it's heavy doesn't mean you can't pick it up. I'm not happy about that. I'm gonna give myself a second and then we're gonna revisit that. Cramping. Cramping. Oh my God. Well, that's what happens whenever you kind of you flip the switch a little bit. Still not great. The plan was definitely to do 2 sets of 5, but at that height, I knew that was going to be a bit of a challenge. So, I've done like 900 or 910 from 15, 16 inches before on the trap bar. When I pulled 948 at Nationals, that was a pretty low pull. I have to look to see what that was. But that was tough. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's much more convenient pulling on the trap bar than the frame. There was no like nothing shifted. It was just it was where it needed to be. So I'm happy with that. I'm not overly thrilled, but based on how I was feeling, that's a pretty good win. Next week I think is a little bit lighter, and then a full deload, and then it's showtime again. I haven't competed back to back like this since it's 2020-ish. It was back. I wasn't very good back then. Well, I thought I was all right because I had podiumed at like every single show I've done, which was only like 3 at this time, 3 or 4, I think. But I got smoked at this show. I was going into it. This is Ohio's Strongest, and if my buddies are watching this, they know how much I hate this show. How much this show has kind of changed my strongman path, if you will. Probably a little bit over dramatic when I say it that way, but it was some events that I'd never done, and I thought I was just strong enough to kind of go do them. No, I think I zeroed like 3 events, 4 events, whatever it was. I took like second to last. I got absolutely smoked, and it was embarrassing. I find that show embarrassing here like 5 years later or whatever it was. That's the last show that I've done that was like back-to-back, minimal prep, 4 or 5 weeks. And I was coming off being re-injured again, which was dumb to do. My lower back, I tweaked it pretty bad back then, and I tweaked it again at the show that I did right before Ohio's Strongest. And then I had a month to do Ohio's, and then it was really stupid of me to do it, but it's no excuses for zeroing. Maybe for zeroing the deadlift, just because I was not, that's what hurt me before. So my own stupid fault trying to do that after hurting myself, but whatever, you live and you learn. But the rest of the events, terrible. So mad about it. So now I've made it like a mission. This show is kind of to prove to myself that I can do back-to-back shows. Now, not back-to-back, but, like 5 weeks in between, 6 weeks, whatever it was, which isn't that crazy. At least it shouldn't be when you're comparing yourself to, like, higher-level people. Because I'm almost to the level where, like, I could get an invite to a bigger show, kind of. Not quite. Like, I'm not, like, Giants Live level. Well, that's kind of the thing. Like, if in some miracle case I get a call up to like a Giants live, I have no idea why they'd pick me. There are hundreds. It's just very unlikely, but it's in my mind that you have to be ready at like a moment's notice type of thing. Like a Strongman Champions League show or something would be cool. But you don't always get, a ton of notice before a show like that. So in my eyes, I need to be kind of ready. And that's kind of what this show is to me. Obviously, regionals was not that heavy. This show is heavier, but they're kind of easier events to train. So I think it's a nice little stepping stone. And then, of course, America's is not a full preps after that, but it'll be pretty close. So I'm really going to put myself to the test here between now and October. So if I can put together a couple good shows, I'll feel a lot better going into next year. Of course, I don't want to, go back to back all the time. Ideally, I do 3 good shows a year, 4, maybe. Because Americas will be my 4th this year. And that'll be it. So I got off on a tangent there pretty hard. I don't really know where I was going with all that, if I'm being honest, but now we're going to move on to RDLs. I'm going to run through those real quick. It's like 2 sets of 8, so they're going to be kind of heavy. And I'm going to clear that out of the way and then move on to pin holds. Comp weight for like 10 to 20 second holds. My hand should hold together. Obviously, I don't want to tear it right now. That'd be a really bad thing to happen, so we'll be a little bit careful, but I'm going to try to put that out of my mind because I just need to focus on the actual hold. All right, that's enough for the video. Those frickin' pin holds. Look, I'm hearing some crazy good times. I don't get it. I don't understand. Now, this to me is so much harder than the wrecking ball hold. So I trained that for OSG. And if you're unfamiliar, the wrecking ball hold is you're holding like a little straight bar. And there's a chain that goes between your legs, and you're standing on a platform. And underneath the platform, the chain connects to this giant wrecking ball looking thing. So in that movement, it's just the chain between your legs. You are not fighting against the weights itself. You're not the weights are not sitting between your knees, so there's room, there's clearance. You can stand up, you can better support yourself. You can get a little bit better positioning wise. That was 600 pounds. I think I did that in training a couple times, but I don't remember for sure. I'd have to look back. But this is 500, and it is so much harder. It's just the positioning. It's one of the most uncomfortable things I've done in the gym. Like I'm hearing times and I'm like, either these people are not doing it to competition standard, or I just suck really bad at it, or both. I could very well just suck at this event. I'm leaning that way just because I'd rather take accountability. But I don't have leverages for this type of event. I'm too round, too thick to like get a good grip, it seems like, to get a good position. I could be just completely making that up, if just being honest, but I don't know. That's difficult for me. That's very difficult for me. Obviously, it's uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's just like pulling you into the ground. But you better believe I'm going to go as hard as I can on that thing at the Pro-Am. I will go until I collapse on that if I have to, which I probably will have to. And that's fine. That's part of it. The pick height makes it hard. 18 inches. It's that weird spot where your knees have to go out to support the weight, to make room for the weight to sit there. It's so uncomfortable. That is what it is. But my hands are holding up fine. Like it's not so much a grip issue. It wasn't this week compared to last week. It's just an overall uncomfortable thing. It hits my legs pretty hard just because it's almost like a really heavy wall sit, which I think I used that to describe it last week. But we're going to do what we can on it. Yeah. I don't get to decide the events. I just get to show up and do them. So this gives me an opportunity to practice being uncomfortable, practice my grip a little bit. It's part of it. It's part of strongman. So that's enough for today. Ups and downs today, but not bad. Pressing day tomorrow, secondary press day. I want to see how my shoulder feels. So something that people don't really talk about too much in like a trap bar or something. It's the position on the shoulder. That weight, there's a lot of weight pulling directly to the side of your shoulder. And people have talked about it for the strongest man on earth because they have a max trap bar there. Some people have talked about it's not a matter not of whether they can lift it. It's a matter of whether or not I think it's their labrum can support it. Because it's heavy enough that it could pull your shoulder like out of place, I think. So I got a little bit of that on that last set on the trap bar. I also have this stupid like little thing I do where I kind of I tense up my chest, which is why I cramped up on that second set. Well, first set. The first set I attempted, I failed. So first set, whatever, where I cramped up in my chest a little bit. I really focus. I try to cue like tight upper back or tense upper back or something like that, just to get it engaged. And it was a lot better second time around. But it's a little funky feeling. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's something I feel. So that's all. I've talked enough. Until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.